Welcome everybody to my Chinese car. Let's I guess go ahead and make a drive through the countryside. Now here's one of these things. I never saw one of these until I moved to China. I've some kind of tractor thing. I have no idea what you'd call that. Anyway, here we go. You always got to watch. There's always somebody coming out on the road. These cart things. Yeah, they've got the lines in the road, but they don't really seem to mean anything out here. It's just wherever you go. I like to think of it as like water. When you're driving, you got to drive like you're water. You just kind of form to wherever you can go. Now there's the local gas station. I've been told not to get gas there because supposedly they put water in the gas. I don't know if that's true or not, but who knows. Yeah, you gotta sometimes honk to let these people know. You don't want them suddenly turning in front of you. Those little carts will fold up like nothing. Certainly not safe. Yeah, these towns again are full of all kinds of traffic. We'll see if we catch up with this bus before we make the turn. Ooh. Now we're coming up to the turn, which reminds me, if you're ever driving through China, deciding to do some kind of a road trip, it's a good idea to have GPS. And if you have an Android phone, it's going to be hard because the only GPS that's really going to have accurate information is Baidu Maps, and that's going to be in Chinese. They don't have an English version. If you have an iPhone, you're in luck because Apple Maps works, it's accurate, and it's in English. It'll even tell you when you're coming to the speed limit cameras. Very useful app. Now if you get on these little side roads like this, it's a good idea to be careful. As you can see, scooters and little carts, they just come flying through here. They don't really look or honk or anything, so you've got to be really careful. A couple of times I've seen water buffalo too. Yeah, that's not something you want to hit, especially if you're driving a Chinese car like mine. I don't know how it would do in an impact with something like that. It's got airbags and seat belts and everything, but best not to do that anyway. And even if you did manage to make it, you'd end up having to pay for a water buffalo at the very least. The countryside out here can be pretty. Most of this is just rice, but you do get some mountains and terraced fields. It can be really pretty. It's well worth taking a drive out to have a look if you have the ability. Most people, they don't have a Chinese driver's license, which makes it pretty much impossible to do, but if you can manage to get a driver's license out here, it's well worth taking the time to go drive somewhere. Here comes another little scooter. Out in the countryside, the e-bikes, scooters, and these cart things, they seem to be the prominent, or the most common mode of transportation. The first time when I first came out to China, there were a lot of people, farmers, that were going along on those tractors like you saw earlier, and even some cases of people working with water buffalo. You don't see that too much anymore, and even the tractors in the countryside, you see them a bit, farmers using them to haul stuff, but for the most part, here comes some bumps. You got to be careful. Don't go too fast out here because there are a lot of little bumps like that. And you think you're on a good paved road, and all of a sudden there's a big hole in it. Yeah, another little village. What we were in earlier was a town, just a little town called Hongxing. I guess this is a village of some kind. You'll find farmers live in these little pockets like this all together. Just a little community. Again, if you don't have GPS, I don't know how you would get along with just maps or something like that, but a good idea to have GPS. And I think this is a good point for ending the video. Thanks for watching.